Welcome back to Gut Feelings Life Unfiltered. Today's episode is a fun one. We are talking about why fun is your prescription to healing and why joy is the missing piece. So, guys, this is something that might surprise you because it's probably not something your doctor has ever prescribed you, right? like, and honestly, it's not something most women even ever think about or prioritize. We're talking about fun, not productivity, like we all really are obsessed with, not discipline, which is kind of how we live our life, and also not the next supplement, but fun, fun, fun.
Just straight up FUN, everybody. Just some good old-fashioned fun.
Yes.
I mean, I think that this is going to be a challenge for some people. It's a challenge. It can be a challenge for me because when you're dealing with, like, hormone issues, gut problems, fatigue, autoimmune symptoms, like, it it can feel almost, like, irresponsible because also I think we're in a system of the discipline and like the habit stacking and the making sure you're getting all your freaking steps in and your water intake and the protein and like we have all these things that we have to do and I feel so ragey about like if somebody gave me another list of fucking shit that I had to do for my health, I might just like flip my desk over. Like I
Yeah.
just because I really just want to focus on fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what we think is that I'll focus on fun when I feel better or when I get this thing done. But what if fun actually was the way that you did feel better? Like, what if fun wasn't just the reward for healing, but it was part of the actual process of healing?
Yeah, so let's be honest. Most of the women we work with don't even know what feels fun anymore.
Mm-mm.
And I think the biggest thing about that is like we were raised by boomers, like our 40-year-old people were raised by boomers and they like worked hard, they grinded, they just like I mean, I don't know, I guess I should only speak for myself. Like that's the image that I have of being an adult. So then now I am an adult. I have a child. I it's so I think grind, grind, grind. This is what you have to do. And the interesting thing about my upbringing too is I witnessed people retiring and then dying or like having their first heart attack, like literally retiring and like a month later having a heart attack and then never being able to travel or do any of the fun things. So you would think that I guess maybe that is why my biggest motivation of finding my fun again because I don't want to wait till I'm 66 to have a
Yeah.
good time. Because then no, like
Yeah.
it's too late. No, it's not too late. No, it's not too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late, but it's it's hard. It's hard. It takes years of exercising that muscle of like finding your fun again.
Yeah, and it's hard not because we don't want to feel joy.
Right.
It's because we've been living in survival mode for too long, where our nervous system does not prioritize fun at all. That's honestly the last thing that we're thinking about because we're so used to performing, producing, and taking care of everyone else where it's not even a thought in our mind.
Yeah, and a lot of them feel really guilty for slowing down or doing something that just because it feels good. The list will always be there, but the list feels so daunting at times, right? Like it's just the list of tasks and things that you have to do. But you know what I've been trying to focus on is finding the fun in the lists. Like, I think I
Mm.
even talked about you're like, "Well, I still have to go grocery shopping." I'm like, "Well, you love food, you love healthy food, so, like, make it more fun to go
Yes.
do the things, like, your everyday things. Somehow, some way, you gotta make it fun." Like, taking my son to the grocery store is a little bit more annoying, but, man, does that kid know how to have fun at a grocery store. Like, watch the kids. They're ha they're having a riot.
I know. I mean, it may feel uncomfortable at first because we have this underlying belief that you have to earn rest, you have to earn fun, you have to be productive to be worthy. So, fun always gets pushed to the bottom of the list.
Mhm.
And most of the time, it just gets erased off the list because we actually don't even put it on the list, to be honest.
I know. And you know what? If like I scrolling Do I wanna talk? Like, I feel like sometimes, like, I just need to scroll just for, like, nothingness in my brain, but that should not be your mo
That's not your fun.
like, if that is your fun, then don't make it your only fun.
Yeah.
Find
No.
something else because after a while, the influencers and all these people that have, like, all this advice and stuff, it becomes one blah, 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 blah. So, you
Yeah.
need to tap into your creative side, right?
Yeah, and let's talk about why it actually matters from a physiological
Yeah.
standpoint, because this isn't just a mindset conversation. It's real biology, it's real science what fun actually does in your body. So when you experience like joy or play or lightness, your body will shift into that parasympathetic state. And that's what we call our rest and digest and our healing state. We can actually heal. Our body can heal and recover when we're in our parasympathetic state. So that's when our digestion improves. We talk about this all the time. Our hormones will regulate, our inflammation decreases, and our tissues start to repair when we're in this parasympathetic state.
Yes, and then it's the opposite is also true. When you are constantly stressed, your body is prioritizing survival. So it's going to do all the opposite things and it's not going to heal. It's just
Yeah.
not because it's thinking, I need to run the fuck out of this place because the bear is coming after me. So heart rate get elevated because we got to go. Pump those arms, get running. And so
Yes.
your body digesting that delicious breakfast that you just had, nah,
Not
not
important.
important. Got to get away
No.
from that bear.
Exactly. Like chronic stress increases our cortisol. And when cortisol stays elevated or dysregulated over time, this is going to disrupt your sex hormones. This is like a huge part of perimenopause. We're also so dysregulated going into perimenopause. Our hormones are so disrupted, that's going to impact our thyroid function. It's also going to impact our gut motility and microbiome balance. And it increases systemic inflammation throughout your whole body.
Oh, God. So where does the fun come in? Jen,
Oh,
tell me.
yes. So, fun is the fastest way, guys, to signal safety to your nervous system, right? Let that sink in. It is the fastest way to get your body out of fight or flight.
Oh,
So,
I love that. I love that. I
yes.
love that. Yep.
So, when you laugh or when you feel playful or when you're even present in the moment, like just
Mhm.
observing and like tasting your food or smelling the smells or like being with a friend, like your body gets the message, you're safe now. And that signal alone can totally shift your physiology.
Wow.
I just love
Yeah.
how simple yet powerful it is.
Yeah, and when you start to become self-aware of this, like, I think I had moments in my early 20s where I realized this, where, like, I would be really stressed and my stomach would hurt. I would, like, feel so
Mhm.
uncomfortable, and then I would go hang out with my friend, and I'm like, "Oh, weird. My
I'm
stomach
fine.
doesn't hurt. I feel fine." And, I even realized that now, like, I threw my back out yesterday, and, like, we're recording, and I, like, love being with Jen, and, like, my back feels fine now. Yeah.
Yeah.
These moments, like, obviously, my back is thrown out, like, I need to be very careful. We still are living human beings on this planet, but the fun really does get us out of our head and allows us to, I don't know, just
Yeah.
what? Like, all the
I mean,
things
there's
you said.
actually really interesting research on this. Like,
Mhm.
there has been research from multiple people, and one group, Stephen Porges, he's actually wrote a whole article on this. But when you engage in play or joyful experiences, we activate the brain regions associated with reward and connection. So that's like our dopamine pathway. And dopamine isn't just a pleasure hormone. It's about motivation and energy and drive. And I can't tell you how many women in perimenopause have kind of lost that motivation and drive. We're just kind of like there where we kind of don't even know what it feels like anymore. And
Yeah.
honestly, if we added more play, we will are able to access that part of our body where we have more motivation and drive now.
Yeah, you know what I thought about? Like, remember in the early 2000s when, like, Google, like, the Silicon Valley, like, Google would put, like, ping pong tables and, like,
Oh,
fun
yeah.
little things in there. Like, they would have, like, a nap area, and they had all these, like, cool areas, and I remember when that first happened, and I thought, "That's kind of weird."
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, the opposite of how I was raised, where, like, you just hustle, and
You
you
work. Yeah,
grind,
you
and you
work when you're
work,
at work.
and you have to
Yeah.
earn it, and you have to, like, show it, and show how much don't rest, and don't be lazy, and don't take a nap, and I remember Google doing that, and then maybe some of the other, like, tech companies, and I remember thinking, that is just, like, the opposite of how I was raised.
Yeah.
Like, if I rested, I was called lazy, so, like, it's just an interesting thing that they started, and then now obviously it's we all are learning, like, well, you have to have fun, and look at all the things that, like, the tech companies have done and all the creative stuff that we have now because of the fact that they probably were allowed to play, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, chronic stress will deplete our dopamine. So when women feel unmotivated, flat, or disconnected, like I had mentioned, it's not like it's something wrong with you. I think a lot of us think, like, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel this way? But it's neurochemistry, like where we're not able to access that
Wow.
safety in our body. So it only makes sense. Like, why would we feel this connectedness with somebody else when we don't feel safe in our body?
That's such an important reframe because it feels so foreign to us. Maybe that's why it feels so foreign to us.
Yeah. And fun helps restore those feelings. It helps restore those pathways. Like, they have also done research where fun increases endorphins that naturally decrease pain. So, all of us living in chronic pain, hey, if we had more fun, we could alleviate some of the pain. And it also increases oxytocin, which is that connection, safety, bonding hormone, which we think about with like mothers and babies, but like we can stimulate that ourselves by having more fun and play. And oxytocin specifically helps counteract cortisol. So we really would be behoove us to
Uh-huh.
stimulate that one. So it
Yeah.
literally joy helps regulate stress hormones in general.
Yeah, and, like, the people that are listening are probably high achieving women, and they
Yes.
are gonna struggle with this,
Oh
and
yeah.
so let's talk about why this is so hard for us.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Because most of us are wired to believe that productivity is our value, which I have felt so deeply inside my soul, and that achievement equals worth, and that slowing down would mean that we would like fall behind. I have felt that way myself. So doing something like having fun feels very foreign and very uncomfortable to our nervous system.
Yeah, and really unsafe,
Oh
honestly.
my God. Yes.
It's, like, an abrupt change because we were taught that we had to achieve.
100%. Yeah, so for some women, fun actually can trigger anxiety in them because they're like, "What? I
Wow.
can't have fun." Like because our nervous system is so used to being on. It's so used to what feels familiar of being productive and doing more and achieving all the things where that slowness, that stillness, that actually doing something that's not productive feels very unfamiliar.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know.
It's very
But, I mean, there is a cost to not having fun. So, what happens when we don't have fun in our life, which I honestly stopped having fun for several years when I opened my practice because it was all about doing more, achieving more. In my mind, like success, like what does that even mean? But being more successful, where I worked 7 days a week all the time. My mind never shut off from working or thinking about the office. And guess what happened? My health definitely felt it, where, a lot of women have chronic fatigue. Burnout is massive. Hormone dysregulation. Hello. Absolutely. Gut issues. Yes, that's me. And increased inflammation, as well as even autoimmune issues. But, there's something even deeper, a disconnection from you when we're just constantly striving and can't slow down and have fun.
Well, you know what? I just had a thought because I was thinking about us when we first met and like our days in grad school. And like you were the planner of fun. Like you got us to the beach, you got us to do our pizza and movie nights. Like you got us, you
Hmm.
really were the orchestrator of a lot of our fun. and
Aw.
whatever we did, it is interesting.
I'm
You
glad you reminded me of
you
that.
still are, like, with me, I mean,
I
I
think
can
it
see your
started
every
I think a lot of it started when I opened my own practice where I stopped having fun.
yeah, like planning trips, like, we would do side trips. I mean, like, obviously, we've known each other for so many years, and we've done a lot of trips together, and we plan like, we always but you're al yeah, like, it is interesting. So, like, I still see you as having fun, but that's because, I don't know, I mean, we're gonna about to work with each other.
Well, I'm working on getting that back, so I'm glad you reminded me
Yeah.
that I used to be that way
Oh, yeah.
because I will focus on that
Yeah,
that
we will.
version of me.
So, um, I don't I think the biggest issue is, like, people say like, women say, "I don't feel like myself anymore,"
Yeah,
and that is perimenopause at its fucking finest. And I think perimenopause makes it like, we can't hide from things that aren't working for us anymore,
yeah,
and it feels really weird that we can't be high achieving and just stay high achieving and, like, work, 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 and, like, be these workhorses. Our hormones don't allow us to do that anymore. We could hide behind our hormones before and, like, these bad patterns, and then when we hit perimenopause, we're like, I can't no, this is not like, I've lost myself along the way, and I can't hide behind these patterns. So, now it's time most of the people that are listening are women. They're women in either in perimenopause, menopause, or close to perimenopause, and it's like, "No, I'm not gonna do this anymore,"
yeah.
if
We
that makes
can't live in survival mode anymore. We have to allow ourselves to get out of this fight or flight.
Yeah, so let's talk about how do we start? Because that's
Yes.
probably the hardest part of this, first off, is realizing that you're not having fun. Like,
Yes.
that's the part, like, and we can't look always to external, like, "My husband doesn't do this, my partner, my friends, my kids," like, this is a
This
within
is us.
you. This is like,
Yes.
you can still find fun even though you guys, like, the household can be stressful or whatever, but, like, it is so identifying, I think, like, "Oh, I'm not having fun." But, like,
Yeah.
what would be like, let's make it simple for everybody, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Simple steps, definitely. Because if you tell people like us, high achieving women, to just go have more fun, I mean, we're going to turn this into another task, which
Yeah,
we
a little
don't want to
checklist.
force it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even though I love a good
exactly.
checklist, I'm sorry, I love a good checklist, but
Yeah. Let's not do that. So
no, it's like,
instead,
did I laugh today? Check. Like
there we go. Instead, let's start with this. Like, what feels light right now? Not big, not perfect, just light. Like, very simple. Honestly, like, what feels good? It could be going for a walk without our phones, so we're not doom scrolling.
Mhm,
We're not seeing what other people are doing. We're just honestly present in the moment in nature, listening to the birds, seeing beautiful things, feeling the temperature, even like listening to music that you love. Like, I stopped, I think this was another problem when I opened my practice. It was all how can I be better? So I instead of listening to music, I would only listen to podcasts or information stuff or webinars or whatever. It was like so much consuming of coursework where I stopped listening to music. We stopped going out because there was no time, so we stopped any type of music, even sitting in the sun. Like, I did used to go to the beach in school. Most and
mhm,
I had wonderful beach days, but I stopped doing that because it was between yard work or going to the beach, and it was always yard work. So a lot of, and even like hanging out with friends, like I kind of stopped doing that. Like, yes, I was able to call Melissa, but I wasn't able to be with her and just in the moment, where that is such an important piece of healing, is just doing some simple things where you maybe used to enjoy them, but you stop doing them,
mhm.
and letting go and having fun.
Well, like, the other day, I was sitting in this was, like, in the afternoon, and the sun was finally shining in Michigan. It's been so shitty, like, the weather's been awful, and we have a tree outside Levi's window, and we were sitting in bed with he just plopped down, and I sat next to him, and we just looked out the window for
Mm,
probably 45 minutes. Now,
wow.
that old me would be like, "Ah, I gotta" but he
Yeah.
was so present, and we were looking at birds and, like, the leaves, and we're noticing all these, like, unique things about nature, and I'm like, "You need to sit here with him." And I think that's the good thing about, like, when you are in the presence of children, those moments, I mean, some parents or some aunts, uncles, like some people, adults wouldn't sit in that moment. I really am trying to sit in that moment with him. And it
Yeah.
was 45 minutes of pure absolute delight. And I
Oh.
and I feel like old me wouldn't have appreciated that. New me is like, look at that. Like how
But h yeah, how important is that for both of you? You're, like, signaling safety, like, you both are
yeah.
co-regulating,
Oh,
snuggling
right. I love
together.
that word, by the
I
way.
know, and just safety together, like, oh, it's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. It's being present in the
Yeah.
mundane, right? Like,
Yes.
it's not mundane. Maybe that's not the right word. I don't know the true definition of mundane. It sounds negative, but the simple, the just the simpleness of life.
Yeah. It's
Because you can
beautiful.
find fun in that. You can find fun walking in the grocery store. You can find fun sitting and looking out the window. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it.
If you take one thing from this episode, you can just take it for what it's worth. Fun is not a luxury. No.
Mm-mm.
No.
It is part of your physiology. It's
Yes.
part of your healing. It is your prescription, guys. We're writing it right now. RX Fun. And you don't have to earn it. Like, we don't have to get all of our work done to then have fun. I know we were taught this. Like, we have to unteach ourselves this because when your body feels safe and supported and even just like a little bit joyful, or you put that music on and you dance, like, that's when it finally has the capacity to heal.
Yeah. It is a journey, and just start little, start with small things, and you'll see the benefits. Feel your body like thanking you in different ways. So,
Yes. Don't brush this one off, guys.
no. So
Put it at the top of your list.
put it at yes. Next to
Yes.
no, I was gonna say like next to water and protein. No, just kidding.
Yes.
All the
Both.
things. But I
Yeah.
feel like fun is the one that will drive your soul and will cause you to feel and appreciate the world that you live in, appreciate the people that you surround yourself with. Fun is like the true elixir of
Right?
longevity.
And next to breath, the quickest way to stimulate parasympathetic nervous system so you
Yeah.
can heal, guys.
Yes. All
All
right,
right.
everybody. Thanks for listening, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.